Good afternoon, full throttle faithful, and welcome to the Queen City 200, Chris? 300, oh my goodness. As we are getting ready to go here at virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, 200 laps here for what is going to be a great race. And Chris, we've got 31 cars out on the field and a couple of faces around here, up here in the top 10, moving around here tonight. We've got some fast race cars, it looks like, all over the field. We will get through your qualifying grid here in just a moment. But we do welcome you back to the Full Throttle YouTube channel. Glad to have you guys back after a little bit of a hiatus there for 2 weeks. We're back on it though, and we are going to be getting to your race grid here in just one moment. But Chris, we know Charlotte Motor Speedway. We know this is going to be one of those tracks, very competitive all night. Expecting to see possibly some lead changes here tonight. Maybe new drivers moving to the front, unless these Nitro and Lady Liberty Motorsports of Caitlin Height and Josh Susie, Kevin Click, and co. up here in the top 5 have brought something. We could see a very, very, very competitive race here. Lead changes possibly all night. We know how it can be at Charlotte with that inside-outside lane and how this driving is going to go here tonight. But it does seem like we are getting close to getting ready to get onto our starting grid here, as we will go ahead and start off with pole position here tonight after last week's, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago's podium position. The 11 of Caitlin Height bringing in some good momentum here, out qualifying the number 81 of Josh Susie by 3/1000ths of a second. She will sit on pole position here tonight. It will be that Vodafone Chevy, the number 11 of Caitlin Height. She's got to be a big F1 fan, Chris. She's always got the throwback liveries there. As we will go ahead and hop on to P2. It's still the John Cena Farewell Tour car, as Josh Susie will be picking up here on the outside pole position here in that P2 spot. We'll then go back to Kevin Click, who will be starting here tonight in P3. Charles Gurrick, Chris, we've heard from him in the Discord. We know what shenanigans he could be up to here tonight. We'll see him start here P4. We've got Andrew May, who's had some good finishes here these past couple weeks and some good runs. He's going to pick up that P5 starting position here tonight in that 22 machine. We'll then see Michael Zuver to his outside in P6. Oh, goodness. Jaden Bingaman going to be starting there tonight in P7 with Kyler McCarthy rolling out in P8. You'll then see that 3 of Lucas Nilgis, who's going to start P9 and then roll back to that 10th spot, who will be Jeremy Zarfos. You missed Jeremy, Chris. As there he is. We will go to that 11th position. It will be Tyler Rush. 12th going to be Kevin Gibney here tonight, with William Hobart picking up 13th and Matthew Fitz in that 15th position. We'll then see Bill Hells take the EOL, so that is going to put Robbie Bice up into 15th with Chris Lynn in that 16th position. We'll then see possibly Ken Baum Jr. in that 17th. It's got the qualifying order all out of whack here, Chris, as he will start 18th, then we'll see 17th, then we'll see Oberstadt in 18th. We got Nick Cannon starting tonight here in 19th. I'm not seeing an inside lane car there for the 20th spot. It looks like it's Dakota Kuhn. Then we'll see Jimmy Barr 21st, Kip Beasley 22nd, Chad Engel 23rd, Justin Gibbs 24th, Ryan Broderick 25th, 26th going to go to Stan Mayberry, 27 Daniel Holdcroft, 28 Joshua Gaiman, and 29th going to Shane Weldon, with Bill Hells taking the EOL and rounding out our field in 30th starting position. Sorry about the confusion I always get there when someone takes an EOL, but that pace car is going to turn left, Chris. And Caitlin Height, Josh Susie, going to bring us back to green flag racing here after 2 weeks, as we will see the green, and that Vodafone 11 Chevy Camaro and that 81 Chevy Camaro as well. The 2 bow ties going to fire off pretty much in unison there. We're going to see some 2 wide all the way through the field here for the first couple laps. But going off into 1 and 2 for the first time tonight, it does seem like Caitlin Height does have a little bit of that jump advantage, and she's going to jump out here to the early lead, but Josh Susie tracking her down the back stretch.
Yeah, we're going to see if Susie can put some pressure on that 11, see if he can get up here and fight on that outside lane, try to get around that 11 of Caitlin Height. But we also see behind him Kevin Click, Michael Zuver, who's moved up 2 positions now, falling in behind Kevin Click. But we're still seeing this battle between that 81 and 11 side by side the entire first lap. So going into lap 2, turn 1, let's see how it goes. It looks like Caitlin going to go a little slower into the corner entry. That's going to allow Susie to jump up there in front of him. Whoa, you see Gurrick and Zuver going 3 wide down the back
3
stretch.
wide already down the back straightaway.
Yeah.
As you see the 25 of Kevin Click going to just step out of the gas.
Yeah.
As he's 2 wide to the 24 of Kyler McCarthy there on his outside. But Michael Zuver, Charles Gurrick, they're still going to be 2 wide in front of him racing. Woo! Almost a little bit of contact there between the 25 and the 24. But Charles Gurrick and that 96 of Michael Zuver, both 2 wide up there. The Miller Lite, 96, and the 76 Fallout Machine. Still a little hard battle, but Charles Gurrick looking like he's getting a hard charge up against that wall, Chris. Big run looks like maybe down the back straight here.
Yeah, we're seeing Michael Zuver really showing some speed here in this mid-season pack run. Last season he was really starting to come together, and you're starting to see that Michael Zuver starting to show his head up here in the top 5 a lot more. So it's good to see that 96. We'll see if he can keep the wheels underneath him. We know, he always gets caught up in what we like to call the mess. So we'll have to see if he can avoid that and stay up here in the top 5. We also see Kyler McCarthy, who's moved up 3 positions in that top 5 now. He's gotten around Kevin Click, Jeremy Zarfos, Jaden Bingaman. So right now, Zarfos is up 3 positions as well. Kevin Click falling back 3 positions. We see a couple of battles going on back here on this in this 10th position back, but right now, pretty much everybody just following single file. Susie leading that pack though into turn 1. You see Caitlin Height. She's kind of just right behind Susie, trying to figure out what he's doing. But we're watching Gurick and Zuver right now. These guys are battling nose to tail back there.
And I was thinking it might have been a little bit more too wide racing here tonight. Chris does seem like it's single filed out here early. Lap 5, they're already single file pretty much through the whole top 20 here. As you do see two wide battles is what I was trying to say, but a lot of twos I was saying there. As they will come around on the outside. That does look like, is that Robbie? No, it's not Robbie Bice. That is the 5 up there of Ryan Broderick. As we ride on the hood view with Robbie Bice. You see Hobart, Nick Cannon out in front of him. And that is the 5 of Ryan Broderick up there on that outside lane. With the 22 of Andrew May falling back some here early, Chris. In that originally what started 5th, now rolled back to 8th.
Yeah, probably just taking it a little easy. Like we were saying, one of those
Ryan
drivers.
Broderick, fastest lap of the session so far, 29.39. Oh, we got a wrecker.
Oh,
Ryan Broderick, the 72 of Tyler Rush. They're still wrecking down the back straightaway. 4 wide, 5 wide here for a moment. As 3 wide going into turn 3 and 4.
Ooh.
As you'll see, Robbie Bice and co. almost getting collected there. Man, that could have been dangerous. Not sure what happened there, Chris, but I could be thinking Ryan Broderick maybe trying to get as much as he could out of that race car. Maybe collected the outside wall there. Not sure. We'll have to go back and see here as we ride on board. Oh, it looks like the 32 of Chris Lynn got into Tyler Rush, and that almost collected the field. So I thought it was Ryan Broderick getting into the wall, but no, we had it misunderstood. The 32 of Chris Lynn going to collect and send that whole situation there out of control with Tyler Rush, as we will get back up here on with Caitlin Height. We'll see what she's doing. As she's pulling about 4 cars behind her. You got to see Lucas Nilges, the Team Sparkle Unicorn number 3. He's moved up 4 spots from that 9th position. And you'll see the 24 behind him as well, Kyler McCarthy. And then Matthew Fitz, who's our kind of like our little bit of a mover here. He's still got Ryan Broderick, who's moved up 14 positions so far. So he's our big mover right now. But Matthew Fitz moving some positions too as well here. Started 14th, now sitting in 7th. The 69 machine has looked well this season, just hasn't had all that luck here the past couple weeks after, a good finish a few weeks ago. But I think that 69's, set up for another good finish here tonight if he just keeps his nose clean. That Camaro's looked really fast all season, so we'll have to see how the Sparkle Unicorn guys are going to adapt to this race here tonight, and if they're going to be able to keep this early run success that they have in these races.
Yeah, as we're going to have to see, got a lot of laps underneath us here tonight, so, probably everybody just wanting to kind of single file out, like you were saying. Matthew Fitz showing a lot of talent last season as he's making a pass here on the 24 on the inside. Going into turn 1, looks like he's going to go ahead and get around that 24. So a pass for that 6th position. Matthew Fitz moved up in. I also see up here, it looks like Charles Gurick making a move. It looks like Caitlin Height falling back. It's going to open the door for that 76 and the 96 of Michael Zuver and Charles Gurick to move themselves up into that 2nd and 3rd position. And see if we can go back and find out if anything happened here with that 11 machine.
But you're starting to see this single file line here, Chris, get a little bit tighter as the 76 is going to make the pass on the 11 there. And it now looks like Lucas Nilge's getting a little bit of a drive through that corner. So Caitlin might just be trying to hang on to the equipment here. Like you said, Chris, long race ahead of us tonight. I don't think she's really putting the pedal to the metal here. We know she's got a fast setup. She got it done in qualifying. Maybe just trying to hang on to the car, Chris, save the equipment, not get too flustered, not getting it too much, overwork the car, and just hang out as it looks like that 96 of Michael Zuver now and Charles Gurrick battling down the backstretch. Gurrick going to make that pass on the outside, as now he's putting the pressure here. Woo! Big drive in from the 96 of Zuver. As those are two teammates right there, the Team Sparkle Unicorn teammates that are battling. And Chris, we were talking about Matthew Fitz earlier, moved up another position, now in that 6th position, but 2 spots behind him, our big mover of the night, up 17 spots, the Posse Racing, number 5 of Ryan Broderick, man, doing a great job here tonight.
Yeah, we're seeing
really using that outside lane to fruition.
She was making a move to the inside of the 96, but decided against it. But yeah, just like you were saying, a lot of. As I saw the 76 getting a little sideways there. As I've got the pass for that 3rd position queued up. If you want to go back and see, but I was going to say it looked like maybe, like you were saying, Caitlin Height maybe just like.
Is Ryan Broderick blinking out? He's went all the way back to 30th for me.
Yeah, I don't see him in set, or don't have a camera on him.
Oh, I hope he didn't just blink out.
As we're seeing the 11 of Caitlin Height going to the outside lane, you're going to see the 3, Lucas Nilges, go ahead, pass her on the inside. Maybe the 11 having a little bit of issue in that car right now.
It says he's on pit road. Is that true?
I do not have a camera on him.
I hope he's not just blinking out the whole race now, and it's going to DC him. Because I don't see anything about drop due to upload packet loss, but he is definitely blinked and not come back. Dang, that stinks if he just had that happen on a great run here tonight. I was just giving him his flowers, too.
Ooh. Seeing the 8 there of Kip Easley. Hugging the quarter panel there. The 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. Going to go ahead and make that pass on the outside. As I saw a little bit of 2 and 3 wide racing going on back here down the backstretch. So just watching this battle go on back here. Looks like people are starting to decide to go up to that top lane. We're going to go back up here on board with Josh Susie. Going to check and see.
Yep, Ryan Broderick dropped due to upload packet loss.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Almost thinking. Yeah, but since we don't have, blown engines and stuff like that,
Oh, we do.
But it's very rare. Like if you're just running down the,
Oh, in Charlotte, track like this, yeah, very rare.
You're not going to have one just
track
running.
like Talladega, it could happen.
Think of it like that. Think of it as, he just had a, he just had a tire go down, or, brake line failed or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he had to pull it to the
failure.
behind the wall.
I get what you're saying.
That's the way I would look at it. Whoa, Caitlin Height making a move on the inside of the 96. Oh, wasn't going to make it stick. It looked like going through the trial there, she was going to try to make a pass on that 96. I'm sorry, Josh.
Oh, nothing. I was just going to comment on the same thing as we see back here to the field. We hop on board here with that 15th, 16th position. Some big racing going on between these drivers, Chris. That is the 32 of Chris Lynn right in front of Robbie Bice, who we ride on board with. You got the 12 of Jimmy Barr, the 13 of William Hobart, and then out in front of them is the 22 of Andrew May.
There is a kerfuffle.
You hear Robbie lifting.
Yeah, having to guess when these guys are going to get off the gas. That's one of the
Robbie
things.
going to move up. Chris going to move in front of him.
I would say Robbie might get a run down the backstretch.
Oh, he's going to get the run to the inside. Chris has got big right front damage, and that's definitely going to slow him down here to track like Charlotte.
Oh, I want to point out, Andrew May, he's got that World
Maybe
War
not,
II,
man. He's moving.
That World War II style.
I mean, Chris, that damage on a Gen 6 card kills the 32's run. But yeah, like you were saying, that 22 does have a very nice looking race car here tonight.
Yeah, just watching the battles going right now. It looks like Charles Gurrick is under attack from his teammate. I say under attack, it just means that he's pretty much on that bumper. But right now, it looks like they've just kind of settled out. Caitlin has not really made any more moves on the 96. I've been watching the ticker just to make sure. I haven't seen any moves going on in these top positions, but right now Lucas Nilge's about half a second back from Caitlin Height, and then behind Lucas Nilge is about a half a second is his teammate of Matthew Fitz, and then you see that 24 Kyler McCarthy in that 7th position. Ken Baum, who has moved up 11 positions, started in that 19th spot, has moved himself up into that 8th position. You see Kevin Click, who's lost 6 positions, now falling back to that 9th, and Nick Cannon up 10 positions into that 10th spot. So right now, your biggest mover in the field, though, is Kip Easley up 13 positions. So that 8 machine, the Candy Man himself, up 13 positions into that 11th spot. Behind him is Jaden Bingaman, who is down 5 positions, but in that 12th position. Jimmy Barr in that 13th spot. Chris Lynn in 14th. William Hobart in 15th. You see Robbie Bice back here battling with that 13 right now in that 16th position. And you see right behind him that 22 of Andrew May. 29 of Jeremy Zarfos in 18th. Stephen Oberstadt 19th. Bill Hells in 20th, who we saw take an EOL at the beginning of the race, who has made himself up at least 10 positions so far. We know Bill Hells is really he's really going to just take his time through the field. He's not in a rush to battle anything. But going back up here in front, I see Caitlin Height making a move on that 96 of Michael Zuber. Looks like she's going to go ahead and get around him. Now making a move on that 76 of Charles Gurrick. Not going to be able to make a move on that inside. Going to go ahead and tuck back behind that 76. But Josh Susie is being allowed to make up a lot of track position here. He's up a second now. And then you see the 11 of Caitlin Height going ahead and moving on the inside through the tri-oval. So that second position now taken back over from the 11. You see Michael Zuber passing Charles Gurrick. So Charles Gurrick just going to go ahead and surrender that third position to his teammate. But that's going to open up the door for Lucas Nilges now. He is in draft range. He is going to be pulling up to him here soon.
Yeah, Chris, as these Team Sparkle Unicorn guys seem to have really good race pace here right now. It does seem that 96 of Michael Zuber, though, finding some speed here, trying to get past and get back up there to work with that 11 of Caitlin Height, who's found the speed back to get up there in that second spot. But you got to look at it and think Josh Susie still might have the car here right now in this setup as we're going with the tire wear, everything. He might be the guy that's just kind of hanging out. Doesn't seem like he's really pushing his equipment, but he's still got a decent little gap. And in typical Susie fashion, just kind of able to hang out right here, right now, until it seems to get a little bit chaotic more towards the middles of these races. So the early stages, though, Josh Susie sitting very comfortable.
Yeah, we're also seeing, I'm watching some battling going on back here. I see Nick Cannon making a move on the inside of Kevin Click. Looks like he's not going to have it stick on the inside, but he's still going to be, nope, I'm going to go ahead and tuck it back in. So not going to have a battle. It looks like the 7 driving in a lot harder than that 25. We know Kevin Click, one of those drivers that we do talk to in the booth a lot, up here in that 9th position, but just kind of not really doing much of anything right now. We see he's just kind of cruising here in that 8th position now. 9th position, battling with Nick Cannon. And I see back behind them, Jaden Bingaman and Jimmy Barr were battling side by side through turns 1 and 2. But it looks like Jaden Bingaman did win that battle. But up in front of him, I see Nick Cannon still battling with that 7. Looks like Kyler McCarthy, whoa, getting up there and pushing that 7. As right now, the 76. Looks like he's having a little bit of tire wear issues. Whoa, it's getting into the wall. You see 24 also almost getting on that corner panel. So right now, these Sparkle Unicorn guys are trying to keep it collected. As I say that, Zuber going to go ahead and try to,
Whoa. They're net coated inside of each other or something.
They were definitely stuck together for a split second.
Yeah, Gurrick definitely seems to use the right sides up a lot, Chris. He's losing some big speed here.
Big wall run, though.
Yeah, big wall run.
Ooh, might have drove it too far down.
Ooh, you see 69 getting a little loose.
Maybe Gurrick's plan is activating, Chris. He might be looking for a way out. Trust me, no funny business here. We're not throwing shade or anything at the 76. You just got to know what goes on in the Discord to understand the inside joke we're making here. And I'm not explaining it over air, so
get in the Discord. Find out.
Let's just say Charles Gurrick is a gangster. Not in a bad way either. Well, both ways are cool, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, as we're seeing in the chat, technical difficulties for the 94. See, David Smill, that is a name David Smill not in the race. Yes, but he is in the YouTube chat. Good to have you, David. Sorry you're not in the race, man, but see, he says he's checking in from Posty and Hershey. Go Nitro LLM. It's good to at least have you in the chat, David. And I see Casey saying 24 with a heart. Good to have you, Casey. Because right now, the 24 making a move here on that 3 of Lucas Nilge. He's going to go ahead and get himself up into that 4th position. Josh Susie still got about a 7/10 gap between him and Caitlin Height. So right now, they are still up here kind of in a league of their own. You see Michael Zuber, who's lost a little bit of time, about 2nd and 8/10 to Caitlin Height. And then you see the 24 there, Kyler McCarthy getting around Lucas Nilges. Yes, I also see Ryan Sword in the chat saying technical difficulties. Yeah, you weren't in the race either. Unfortunate, man. Sorry, Ryan. Like I said, maybe we'll just say you couldn't get the car to crank. You dropped the cylinder or something.
Both Ryans tonight.
Yeah, dropped the cylinder.
Having technical difficulties. Just seems like Charlotte's out for anyone named Ryan here in this race.
So right now I'm seeing Joshua Gaiman making a move here on Chris Lynn. One of those drivers that we normally talk about a lot. Having to race his way through the field. I was watching through qualifying, and I noticed that he didn't actually set a qualifying lap. So starting from the back of the field is that 33, having to move himself up through the field, but doing a good job here right now. Like you said, up 13 positions, so doing a lot to get through the field. Yeah, as you're seeing right now, Charles Gurrick must have really been on the wheel. Whoa, Fitz having to back out of it.
As we see back-to-back champion Ken Baum Jr. Chris making his way inside the top 10 here. He is in that 8th spot. Started the night here in 19th. The Jeremy Zarfos Photography number 2 Toyota Camry, though, seeming to have a little bit of speed here as he's going to start picking up now the pace. And the 2-time champion definitely knows how to get around a track like Charlotte. Just seems like tonight Charlotte is out to get everybody, man. Doesn't seem like everyone has the setups here dialed up early. Maybe the setups are dialed up, but you know what I mean. It just seems like here when we get into the runs, a lot of the drivers that were early successful, or no, excuse me, had success early in the race with qualifying, all that seems to now be falling off. We've got the people that were having those possibly late run cars coming in, Chris, as we are 40 laps almost into this run. And we do know 40 laps is a pretty decent little run here on these tires. Wondering how much longer they'll go before they do decide to pull it down pit road for 4 tires and fuel. As I know we have, what, 4 sets here tonight? Like we usually, 5 sets? Yeah, I was thinking it's 200 laps, yeah. So 5 sets.
On the tires, or 1 set on the car, 4 sets in the pits.
Yeah, we'll have to see how these oh, look like Ken Bob might have tagged the wall a little bit. So he gets a decent little run down the back stretch. Going to peek to the inside. Not going to go for it, though. But right now, up 11 positions from that 19th starting spot. Ken Baum doing a decent job here, and looks like he might work himself up. Whoa, my goodness. Almost worked himself up into that quarter panel of the 69, but they are going to collect it. Both drivers going to fly off into 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, we're going to see Ken Baum do an opposite lane than what he did last time, running up against the wall, going to drive it all the way down on the inside. Ooh, and that's something that we were actually, if anybody did watch the Coke 600, we noticed that a lot of drivers were driving up against the wall, and the drivers that were going all the way down there to the bottom lane were not having a lot of success. So we're going to have to see how long it takes for, whoa, as Matthew Fitz into the wall, got a little loose, going to collect it up, though. Not going to get into that 2 of Ken Baum, so Ken Baum should be able to get around him. As we'll go back up here on board with that 24 Kyler McCarthy right now is the closest battle in the top 5. Because right now he's got about a 7/10 gap between him and Zuver. He's slowly catching Zuver. This pack is slowly catching that 96. As you're seeing the gap starting to slowly close in. And now about 5/10. It was 7/10 going into the corner. Whoa, Kyler McCarthy all the way up there on that top lane. I was actually about to say that the last couple of times we saw Ken Baum ride all the way up against the wall was how long it was going to take these drivers to start going up there to that top lane. We know you don't want to be the first driver going up against the lane because every tire marble, dust, all of that dirt and debris, it goes up to that top lane. You don't want to be the driver that's clearing it off. So now that these drivers are going up there up against the wall, I'm wondering how long it's going to take for them to start running that top lane.
I'm sure we'll see it come in here tonight, Chris. Just, like you said, with the marbles, all that.
Ooh, a little
I
loose.
could see some drivers
24.
running it earlier. So, Kip Beasley manually disconnected. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, no. I'm looking for markers to see if I see.
Lap 32, 8 laps ago. Or at the end of lap 32.
Oh, it's unfortunate there. Man, I hate to lose drivers. Are these cars overheating, blowing engines? Is it too hot out here? What's going on? Whoa, as I see the 76 getting a little loose back there. Speaking of loose, Matthew Fitz. A little sideways sliding up into the 25. Right now, we're seeing Jimmy Barr up 12 positions, too, up in that top 10. Whoa, as I was saying that, you see the 69 of Matthew Fitz getting really tight. Up against that 12. Whoa, they might have door banged there.
As he is going to get off the gas there a little earlier into 1 and 2. Then that 12 allowed Jimmy Barr to drive around on the outside, Chris. But yeah, that was scary there for a second. There comes the Prestige Worldwide of Nick Cannon. He's going to take advantage of Matthew Fitz losing a little bit of speed here earlier. Matthew's been running the top 10 here pretty much all night. But with these tires starting to fall off, you will see drivers, different drivers coming to the front, different drivers falling to the back. I mean, it could change the field up a lot with this tire degradation. So we'll just have to see here over this run. I'm assuming within the next, 10 laps, 15 laps, we're going to see another pit cycle. We should, right? I mean, if it's 50-50-50.
Well, if I guess it would.
I don't know how much I don't know how much fuel these cars can run. I know
Yeah.
I'm always guesstimating, but I don't race the next gen cars pretty much ever. Then again, I really don't race on iRacing that much in general anymore. I'm just more of a broadcaster, enjoy doing it. So, but long story short, I never know the fuel loads on these cars, or the fuel runs, I should say. So yeah, and I'm also not Larry McReynolds, so I don't get my little notepad and keyboard and big old computer screen, thrown in. I mean, I have a decent computer screen, but you know what I mean? I don't got all those numbers, so sometimes we got to guesstimate. And I'm thinking here, logistically, they got to be coming down here within the next 5, 10, in the next however many laps. That'd be my guess.
I'm going to say within the next 15 laps, you're going to start seeing people come down. Because, as I was saying that, we're going to see Charles Gurick move back around Lucas Nilges. So Charles Gurick still got some fight under those tires. But as we were saying up in front, Josh Susie still got about a 7/10 gap over Caitlin Height. That has not changed really at all. Like, it'll go up and down every now and then, but about 7/10 is where that 11 and that 81 have kind of held at. They haven't really moved. That's why we haven't been going up here to the front. But right now, like I was saying, back here, this Kyler McCarthy and co, that's where all the battling's going on. Is we're seeing Nilges making a move on the inside there of Gurick. Then we see back behind him, a lot of two-wide battling going on back here. Zarfos battling it out with that 7 and Nick Cannon. As I was going to say, it looks like who is that in the wall?
Oh, Chad Engel did just say he had a broken tie rod. He's got to stay high. I think he might have just tagged the wall.
Chris Lynn down pit lane. Yeah, as you're seeing that 35 of Chad Engel limp around, might have just slammed the wall. We'll have to see here in a second.
Apparently him and Robbie made contact. Robbie said, if I hit you, I'm sorry. I don't even think Robbie, he said, I don't know. I'm not sure how the conversation went really like that. It just seemed like Robbie may have not knew he was on his outside, collected him. I think he might have said he drifted up into him. Chad Engel said, you drifted up into me, something along those lines.
Ooh, yep, oh. And you're seeing right there, oh, the car just not wanting to stay straight.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe Robbie thinks he's cleared him, or he's moving up a little bit. I think Robbie, I mean, I'm sure Robbie knew he was there. I think what he meant was possibly, I didn't know you were that low. Maybe I didn't think I was going to be in your lane that bad. I'm not sure. But definitely doesn't seem like, that's not Robbie Bice. You know, he doesn't go out there and wreck people, Chris.
Yeah.
That's the one thing Robbie wants to stay away from.
Whoa,
So
into the wall. Into the wall, Kyler McCarthy. Woo, but he was able to keep it underneath him. A massive run out of the corner.
I mean, Robbie did say he didn't mean to do it, and then it was funny. I heard Chad go, "Yeah, you drifted up into me, and I think that's what collected me." And Robbie was like, "Yeah, I didn't mean to do it." And then I heard Matthew Fitz go, "What you mean to say, Robbie, is you're sorry." I thought it was pretty funny.
And as I was saying that, it looks like Josh Ducey's starting to pull away from Caitlin Height. Now a second, as I said. What hadn't really changed? Not too much, but it looks like Susie's starting to pull away from Caitlin just a little bit.
I was going to mention it maybe 2 laps ago that I saw that their lap times had been about a 10th off every lap for the past 5 laps at that point. I just didn't want to say anything and then Caitlin catch him. But right now it does seem like that theme. And the last laps, 31.43 for Josh, 31.51 for Caitlin. So 0.8 of a second. But still, or not 0.8, 0.8 of a second, but still she's slowly falling back a little bit. We might see that gap slowly increase over time here, but we do have our first pitter of the night. And it will be Ken Baum Jr., Chris. We know how he is with his pit strategy sometimes. He throws caution to the wind and goes down pit road when everybody else is just hanging out sometimes. So it's been successful for him. We'll see what will go with this too, but looks like never mind. We do have a theme starting here. 33 of Josh Gaiman and that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos down pit road this time. Oh, caution, caution. The 6 of Tyler Rush, yeah. The 27 or 72. Goodness gracious, I can't say numbers. Oh, blown up. Big damage to that 72 on the front end. He is by himself right now at the moment. I'm not sure what that was. Yeah, I'm not sure. No one's made a single comment about it over the radio either, so. Yeah, I don't know, Chris. Your guess is as good as mine. That is going to open the field up to pit road, though. That will allow, excuse me, who was it? Ken Baum Jr., I want to say, was it Jeremy Zarfos? Ooh, not good.
Just missed her pit.
But look at that. Her right sides are up at the same exact time as it's going to be tight. They're still going to be close. They're still going to be close out of pit road.
I don't know. That front stall might make it work.
Oh, look at the 24. He's going to come out first place. Wow, what a pit stop from Kyler McCarthy. Oh, it looks like Caitlin Height got it. Never mind. Okay.
Looks like she did win the race out of pit lane.
Man, right though, still, what a hell of a pit stop from the 24. Moved up, what, 4 positions there? 3 positions? Yeah. I mean, dang, man. And he started in the 8th pit stall and still came up out of there in second. Great stop there from the 24 Kyle McCarthy, Chris.
Yeah, beat that 81 of Josh Susie out of pit lane, too.
I mean, look at their pit time. 16.43, 16.46. Kyle McCarthy, 14.58. In and out, man. What a stop from the 24. And you got to have success like that on pit road, Chris. If you want to get in front of a driver like Susie, like a Ken Baum Jr., like the drivers that have success all season, And Kyler McCarthy, Chris, has been one of those drivers. We know you called him all the way back at the spring race at Daytona. You said he was going to be the one that came back from like 14th to win the race in the restart. And hell if he didn't. You've said it all season, Chris. Kyler McCarthy's got wicked speed. I know you like to toot his horn every now and then because he's just not had that good of runs these past couple weeks. But we know that 24, when he's got it all together, hell of a race car driver. And it does seem like he is going to get the opportunity to extend those legs even more here after just an outstanding pit stop. Can't explain it enough, Chris. That's the one thing I love. When you win that race on pit road, even if it's passing one car, passing 3-4 cars like that, that's a big dub in my book. Textbook pit stop. Not a lot of people get the pit stops right on iRacing, and that's where they suffer. Just shows you how part of the game, how big of the game it can be.
Yeah.
Just got to have some success now from the 24.
Pit stops are just as important as track position. Like that is your track position. I mean, if you have a good pit stop, you see Kyler McCarthy, now he's past Josh Susie. So now he's just got to keep his head up and stay in front of that 81. Like I said, that 24, he's showing some good pace here.
All night, yeah, he was using that outside lane early. He was passing cars here early and then kind of just halted around that 5th, 4th position. He's been hanging out there for a little bit. Now got himself in a position here to strike, Chris. If this 11 of Caitlin Height makes any type of hiccup on the start, I was about to say this 24, we know he's decent at restarts, Chris. He could go up here and possibly try to get this lead if he can fire off correctly. And it does seem like he's hanging back just a little bit. He's going to gas her up a little early. Oh, he's going to miss the restart.
Yeah,
bad jump. 24 went for it, though.
Hey, that's
still,
what you got to do. Sometimes you got to
coming back out in 3rd place from the restart. Good job from the 24. Kyler McCarthy still on pit road here. Executed up positions, and now he's in a good striking distance to the leader. Anything can happen here as we're going to get... Oh, wait, somebody on the apron? Oh, that might have been Chris Lynn coming off. I think that's Chris Lynn, possibly. I could be wrong.
No, it looks like Bill Hells. Bill Hells. Yeah, he jumped to pits.
Ooh, did he wreck?
Not really sure. I'm going to have to go back here in a second. But we're watching this battle for the lead. The 81 making a move on the 11. Crossed the start-finish line. The 11 did lead that lap, but the 81 passed right at the finish line. So, new leader here. Lap 61, the 81 of Josh Susie. 35 of Chad
35 of Chad Engel going to get the control arm possibly fixed on that race car. Co-link, whatever you...
Good to see that 35 back out on the track. We'll see if we can go back here and see what happened to Bill Hells, though. On the restart, looks like he got it fired off right. Oh, no. I wonder if he's got a sequential box that might have shifted it wrong.
It does look like he money shifted.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the 53. We'll go back up here on board with that 81, that 11. Josh Susie, Caitlin Height. See the 24, Kyler McCarthy. Just a little bit of separation between him and that 11 of Caitlin Height. But behind him, you see Charles Gurrick, Michael Zuver battling for that 4th position. 2 teammates back here battling for position. You're going to see the 25 of Kevin Click make a move to the inside. '25 of Kevin Click making that move on the inside of Michael Zuver. It looks like he's not going to stick here going into turn 2. And then or turn 1, excuse me. Turn 2, it looks like he is going to make that pass. So Kevin Click up into that 5th spot.